Chapter 19, question number 3, physics. From the displacement time graph shown in figure 19.8, determine the amplitude, period and frequency of the oscillations represented. So they have given us the displacement time graph, and we need to, from the graph, we need to determine these details. First of all, we have to take the amplitude. Amplitude is the highest displacement, so it is quite easy to find. Let's look at this a little bit closer. As you can see, there is a change in here. The height is this much. That is the height, that is 10 centimeters, that is the maximum height. So you can take that as the displacement. So the displacement is 10 centimeters because they have given the displacement in 10 centimeters. Next one is to determine the period. For period, we have an equation 1 upon frequency. Then using the period we can find the frequency, or if you find the frequency we can find the period. I think it is best if we can find out the period. What is period? Period is the time for a single oscillation. Time for a single oscillation is the period. So the single oscillation means from where to where? You have to figure out where it starts. So it starts here, then it ends here. That's the single oscillation. So the time for a single oscillation is 120 milliseconds. So from the graph you can take it is 120 milliseconds. So that is the period. Then from that we can find out our frequency. Always remember, if the frequency has been given, you can find the period, and if the period has been given, you can find the frequency using these equations, right? Then let's go to the next part of the question, that is finding the period. For the period, the equation is to find the frequency. To find the frequency, the equation is 1 upon period. So the period has to be given in not in milliseconds but in seconds. So 120 milliseconds is 0.12 seconds. So you get the equation, this equation, frequency equals 1 upon period. So then you get 1 upon 0.12. When you resolve that, when you use the calculator and use find the answer, you will get 8.3 hertz. 8.3 hertz is the answer for the frequency. I hope you understood. If you have any questions, please ask.